Have you ever felt, even in your golden years, that you're still explaining yourself, answering awkward questions, or dealing with unspoken expectations? Many of us dream of peace and independence after 60, yet the world keeps asking, probing, demanding. Here's the quiet truth I've learned after decades as a geriatrician. Constantly explaining or trying to please everyone slowly drains your energy, harms your mental health, and even shortens your life. Stress is a silent thief of peace. I've seen it firsthand, like my patient Frank, who lost not just his savings, but his peace after answering one innocent question. In this video, I'll share 9 intrusive questions that steal joy from seniors and give you simple, powerful ways to respond. By the end, you'll feel calmer, stronger, and more in control. And the final tip might just unlock a healthier, more peaceful you. Number 1. Genuine acceptance without judgment. Let's kick things off with the first thing that might genuinely surprise you. It's what I call genuine acceptance without judgment. Many of us, especially as men, fall into a common trap. We think we need to improve our partner or offer solutions to every little thing they share. We mean well, don't get me wrong, but folks, it often totally misses the mark. This isn't about overlooking flaws or pretending everything is perfect. No, sir. It's about creating a safe, emotional space where she can just be authentically herself, without that nagging fear of criticism or the constant pressure to perform for you. Think of it like a cozy armchair for her soul, a place where she can simply rest and just be. Why does this become so incredibly important as we get older? Well, after decades of navigating life's ups and downs, building careers, raising kids, and maybe even caring for aging parents, a woman over 60 has a strong, deep sense of who she is. She's faced enough judgment in life, and frankly, she's done with it. Her body might ache a bit more, her hair might be silver, but her inner wisdom, that hard-earned strength, is shining brighter than ever. She is absolutely not looking for a project manager for her life, or someone to tell her what to do. If you've ever noticed her withdrawing or hesitating to share her true thoughts and feelings, it might be a subtle, yet clear sign she feels she's being evaluated, not simply appreciated. That uncomfortable, walking on eggshells feeling? That's precisely what we want to avoid. Recent research from relationship experts confirms this wholeheartedly. Mature women have developed a truly robust sense of self-identity. They know their strengths, they've accepted their weaknesses, and they're just not interested in starting over with someone who sees them as a work in progress. That ship, my friends, has long sailed. Let me tell you about Eleanor, a wonderful 70-year-old retired teacher I spoke with recently. She had been happily married for 30 years before her husband passed, and when she started dating again at 68, she was genuinely shocked by how different men treated her compared to her late husband. "My husband never made me feel like I had to hide parts of myself," she told me with a catch in her voice, tears welling in her eyes. "But these new men I was meeting, oh, they had opinions about everything. How I dressed, what I ate, how I spent my free time, and even my relationship with my adult children. I felt like I was constantly being evaluated, scrutinized, and always found wanting." Eleanor, bless her heart, realized something profound. She wasn't searching for someone to improve her. She was looking for someone who could accept her as she is, wholly and completely. The practical application here is both simple and profoundly effective. Listen more than you critique. When she shares something about herself, her past, her dreams, or her concerns, resist that powerful natural urge to immediately offer solutions, improvements, or corrections. Just listen. Really listen. Instead, try responses like, "That sounds really important to you," or "Tell me more about how that affected you." These simple phrases, uttered with sincerity, communicate genuine acceptance and create the emotional safety that mature women value above almost everything else. Start practicing this today, and I promise you, you'll see doors open in your conversations. Now, this doesn't mean you can't have preferences or express opinions. Not at all. It means approaching differences with a gentle curiosity rather than harsh criticism, understanding that the goal isn't to change each other, but to truly appreciate and support each other's authentic selves. It's about us thriving together, not me fixing you. If this idea of genuine acceptance resonates with you, please type acceptance in the comments below. Let me know you're with me on this journey. Number 2. Deep emotional connection and active listening. Moving on to number 2. Deep emotional connection and active listening. Now, many of us think we're good listeners, right? We nod our heads, and wait patiently for our turn to talk. But folks, in this stage of life, women are looking for something much, much deeper than just politeness. They're looking for a lifeline of true understanding. At this stage of life, conversations aren't just small talk anymore. They are precious windows into values, into history, into hopes, and into those delicate worries that don't always fit into neat, tidy solutions. Active listening, my friends, is less about agreeing with everything and more about making sacred space for her inner world, so she feels truly understood rather than managed or fixed. It's about creating a deep resonance between two souls. Our lives accumulate so many stories, memories, and wisdom. Some joyful, some tinged with sorrow. And sometimes, those stories carry a lot of emotional weight. As we get older, we deeply appreciate it when someone truly hears those layers, not just the surface words. It's about respecting the rich, intricate tapestry of her life, with all its beautiful threads. Have you ever seen her trail off or change the subject when you jumped in with advice too quickly? That's often a clear sign that she just wanted to be heard, to be felt, not to have her problems solved right away. She's looking for a connection, not a consultation. Studies show that true intimacy and satisfaction in mature relationships thrive when partners feel genuinely seen and heard on an emotional level. It builds trust, layer by precious layer, creating a bond that deepens with every shared moment. Picture this moment, perhaps at a quiet diner. The coffee is warm, the lights are soft, and she starts sharing a story about her adult son, a job change he's considering, the way it stirs old anxieties in her. Our instinct, as men, might be to quickly offer advice, to troubleshoot, to say what we would do if you were in his shoes. But what if you slowed down? What if you truly met her eyes and gently reflected what you were hearing? Something like, "It sounds like you're worried he's repeating an old pattern, and that scares you because you love him deeply." That simple reflection tells her you caught the emotion beneath the facts, which, believe me, is where intimacy truly lives. Here are a few practical habits that work wonders, truly. Put the phone away. Turn your shoulders toward her. Lean in a bit, and let your face tell the truth. Genuine curiosity, deep empathy, steady presence. Ask gentle follow-ups. What feels hardest about that? Or, what would a good outcome look like for you? Then, let silence do some of the work. Silence, when respectful, is a sign of presence, not disinterest. It simply says, "I'm here, I'm listening." And here's a golden tip, a real game changer. Before offering your own thoughts, simply ask, "Would you like my thoughts, or do you just want me to listen tonight?" That question alone prevents accidental lecturing and signals immense respect. Try it this week. It'll make a world of difference in how connected she feels to you. Emotional connection after 60 isn't built by dazzling stories or perfect answers. It's built by steady attention, by remembering details she shared last week, by checking in about something that mattered to her, by showing that her internal life has a true home with you. It's about building a safe, warm space for her heart to open. If you're ready to become a better listener, give me a listen up in the comments. It's a powerful step, folks, and one that yields incredible rewards. Number 3, a life of personal meaning and independence. Now, for number 3, a life of personal meaning and independence. Here's where many men over 60 get it completely wrong, and it might just be the most counterintuitive insight on this list. They assume women their age are looking for someone to take care of them, to fill a void, or to provide financial security. And that, my friends, is a big mistake. It's an outdated playbook that just doesn't work anymore. The reality is exactly the opposite. Mature women want a man who has his own sense of purpose, his own interests, and doesn't need her to complete him. They've spent decades building their own lives, and they cherish that hard-won sense of self and freedom. Why this shift? Well, after decades of building careers, raising families, and often caring for aging parents, women over 60 have developed strong, unique individual identities. They've learned to truly enjoy their own company, to pursue their own interests with passion, and to create meaningful lives that don't revolve around pleasing someone else. When a man shows up without his own clear sense of purpose, it actually creates pressure she doesn't want. Suddenly, she feels subtly responsible for his happiness, his entertainment, his social life, and his emotional well-being. That's exhausting, folks, especially for women who may have spent decades being the emotional caretakers in previous relationships. They've earned their freedom, and they're not looking for another person to mother. If you've found that women lose interest quickly, even when you're bending over backward for them, trying to be available at every beck and call, this might be precisely why. Your devotion, while incredibly well-intentioned, might unfortunately be coming across as a lack of independent spirit and, dare I say, a bit too needy. What mature women want isn't codependence, but interdependence. Two whole individuals who choose to enrich each other. Lives while keeping their own roots strong. Take Arthur, 64, who lost himself trying to please every woman he dated after his divorce. He canceled plans, gave up hobbies, and made each woman his entire world. And they quickly lost interest. The issue wasn't his kindness, but his lack of independence. Real attraction comes when you have your own life. Your poker nights, your hobbies, your passions, your purpose. When you're fulfilled and curious about life, you bring real energy and confidence to a relationship. Women over 60 love that because it means you're complete, not looking for someone to fill your emptiness. Two full cups, not one empty one seeking a refill. If you believe in living your own meaningful life, type independent in the comments. Let's celebrate our individual passions and pursuits. Number 4, emotional stability and drama-free living. Let's talk about number 4, emotional stability and drama-free living. This might be the most important of all, folks. We've all seen enough drama in our lives, haven't we? What women over 60 are truly looking for is peace, a calm harbor, not another emotional roller coaster. And honestly, who can blame them? After decades of dealing with life's inevitable challenges, raising children, managing careers, caring for aging parents, and often navigating difficult divorces, mature women have truly had their fill of chaos and emotional turbulence. They want predictability and the kind of emotional maturity that creates a haven rather than another source of stress. They simply want to come home to calm, to find a sense of serenity. Why is this so crucial as we age? Well, as we get older, our resilience to constant emotional upheaval can naturally decrease. We simply don't have the mental or physical energy for it anymore. A stable, calm partner offers immense comfort and reassurance, which becomes an incredibly valuable asset in these years. It's truly like finding a quiet, peaceful harbor after a long, stormy sea voyage. Have you ever noticed how quickly a minor annoyance can escalate into a big argument? Or how a sudden, unpredictable mood swing can cast a shadow over an entire evening? These are the kinds of emotional dramas that women in this age group are consciously, actively trying to avoid. They've learned to spot the signs, and if they see too many, they'll often quietly step away. Research shows that women deeply value emotional maturity. Partners who stay calm, communicate clearly, and handle conflict with grace. It's not about being distant or avoiding disagreements, but about managing emotions without drama. Emotional stability means staying composed when plans change, traffic delays you, or small things go wrong. It's being able to talk through problems calmly and take responsibility for your own reactions instead of blaming others. Many women over 60 have lived through relationships filled with tension. So when you show steadiness and patience, you offer something priceless: safety and peace. Start small. Notice your reactions. Take a breath before responding and ask, is this worth getting upset about? Emotional stability doesn't mean perfection. It means awareness, self-control, and growth. Become that calm harbor she can trust. It is one of the most attractive and loving gifts you can give. Just avoiding drama. You're creating the conditions for deep intimacy and lasting connection. If you value peace and calm in your relationships, type calm in the comments. Let's build a community free of unnecessary drama and full of understanding. Number 5. Intellectual connection over physical appearance. Now, number 5. Intellectual connection over physical appearance. Folks, this one might be the most liberating insight for men over 60, and it completely contradicts what society often tells us about attraction. We've been fed this idea that we need to be eternally young and buff, right? Well, ladies, get ready for a pleasant surprise. And gentlemen, a huge relief. While magazines and movies still cling to physical appearance as the be-all and end-all, mature women have evolved far beyond surface-level attraction. They're seeking something much deeper and more sustainable. Intellectual connection, shared curiosity, and the kind of mental stimulation that keeps relationships vibrant for decades. It's about a spark in the mind, not just a fleeting glance. Why this profound shift? First, mature women have moved beyond the biological and social pressures that heavily influenced attraction in their younger years. They're no longer unconsciously evaluating potential partners primarily as providers or protectors. Those roles have often been filled, or they are perfectly capable of handling them themselves. Second, and crucially, they've learned through life experience that physical appearance changes over time, sometimes dramatically. But a person's mind, their genuine curiosity, and their capacity for growth, those are what create lasting fascination and connection. Our minds, our stories, our accumulated wisdom, these things only get richer with age. And that, my friends, is incredibly attractive. If you've felt discouraged by changes in your own appearance, or worried you're not as handsome as you used to be, please remember this. A dull conversation can make even the most outwardly attractive person seem utterly unappealing. And a lively, curious mind? That truly can make anyone shine like a beacon. Studies repeatedly show that for women in their later years, brain chemistry often trumps body chemistry when it comes to long-term attraction and relationship satisfaction. It's about being stimulated in conversation, not just superficially impressed. They want to be engaged. Doris, a wonderful 66-year-old retired nurse, explained this beautifully when she told me about her dating experiences. "When I was in my 20s and 30s," she said, "I'll admit I was definitely drawn to the handsome guys, the ones who looked good on my arm at social events. But now, at my age, I'm not looking for the most attractive man in the room. I'm looking for the man who can make me think, who can challenge my perspectives gently, who can teach me something new, and who genuinely wants to learn from me, too. Physical attraction is nice, certainly, but intellectual attraction? That's what keeps me engaged long-term. That's what lasts." Isn't that a truly wonderful, liberating insight? What does intellectual connection look like in practice? It means being genuinely curious about her thoughts, opinions, and experiences. It means sharing your own interests and passions with authentic enthusiasm, letting your true self shine. It means staying engaged with the world around you so you have interesting perspectives to contribute to conversations, keeping things fresh and lively. It means asking thoughtful questions and being genuinely interested in her answers, not just waiting for your turn to talk. Pick up that book you've been meaning to read, sign up for a community class at your local recreation center, or simply watch a documentary, and then talk about it. This doesn't mean you need advanced degrees or scholarly credentials. Some of the most intellectually engaging people I know never went to college, but they read books, they ask questions, they travel when they can, they try new experiences, and they approach life with genuine curiosity. The beauty of prioritizing intellectual connection is that it's completely within your control. You can always learn something new, develop your interests, or simply become a better conversationalist by practicing genuine curiosity about other people's perspectives. Challenge your mind daily and share that spark with others. Women over 60 are attracted to men who are mentally active, emotionally curious, and intellectually generous. Men who can discuss everything from current events to personal philosophy, from travel dreams to family stories, from career lessons to creative pursuits. When you cultivate intellectual depth, you become the kind of partner who can offer years of fascinating conversation and mutual discovery. And that, my friends, never, ever gets old. If you find this insight as refreshing and liberating as I do, type "wow" in the comments. It truly changes the game, doesn't it? Number 6. Future planning without pressure. Finally, number 6. Future planning without pressure. This is perhaps the most delicate area to navigate, especially for folks who've already built rich, complex lives. Many men, with the best intentions, might jump straight to, "When are we moving in together?" or "What are our retirement plans?" And that, my friends, can be a real turnoff, putting up immediate walls, even if she truly likes you. At this stage of life, future planning takes on new complexity. There are adult children to consider, established living situations, financial arrangements, health considerations, and often very different ideas about what retirement should look like. The key is learning to have these conversations with genuine openness and gentle flexibility, rather than rigid expectations or harsh ultimatums. It's about a gentle exploration, a thoughtful discussion, not a directive. This topic is sensitive because, after decades of making major life decisions for family and others, many mature women deeply value their independence and routines. They don't want someone to take over. They want partnership, collaboration, and respect. When discussing the future, they want to feel heard, not managed or pressured. If she withdraws or seems uneasy, It may mean she feels her autonomy is being threatened. Healthy later-life relationships thrive on holding space for uncertainty, moving forward thoughtfully while respecting each other's established lives. Instead of pushing for immediate answers, try saying, "Let's explore that together," or "I'd love to hear how you see that working." This shows respect and emotional maturity. It's not about control, but about building a future that feels natural and balanced. A gentle dance, not a forced merger, where both partners feel free, valued, and genuinely excited about what's ahead. Instead of presenting a fully formed plan, try starting conversations with open-ended questions like gentle invitations. For example, you might say, "I've been thinking about what our next few years could look like, and I'd truly love to hear your thoughts on it. What are some of your dreams, big or small, for this next wonderful chapter?" Then, truly listen to her response. The women who find love after 60 are often those who feel safe expressing their concerns and dreams without fear of being dismissed or pressured. When you create that safety through patient, respectful communication, you become the kind of partner that mature women actively seek, one who cherishes their independence as much as their company. Practice holding space for those big future discussions and watch your connection deepen and grow stronger. It's about finding creative solutions that honor both of your needs and creating a shared vision that excites, rather than overwhelms, both of you. It's about building a future together, at a pace that feels just right for both of you. If you're ready to navigate plans with grace and respect, type "future" in the comments. Let's build truly collaborative, joyful partnerships. Now, as we wrap up our conversation today, we've explored 6 critical habits that can truly transform our golden years. Not just for finding a partner, but for enriching all your relationships. But knowledge, my dear friends, is only powerful when we put it into action. So now, I have one important question for you. A personal challenge, if you will. What is the one small, tangible commitment you are making to yourself after watching this video? It could be as simple as, "I will practice listening for 5 minutes without interrupting," or "I will carve out time for my hobby this week," or "I will try to understand her perspective before offering advice." Please share your personal commitment in the comments below. Let's inspire each other to take that crucial first step towards a more fulfilling life. Seeing your commitments truly lights up this community, and it shows others they're not alone in their journey to grow. And if you found real value and genuine inspiration in our time together today, please show your support by giving this video a like. It's a small click for you, but it truly helps spread this valuable wisdom to other wonderful men and women who could greatly benefit from these insights, helping them too to find happiness and connection in their mature years. To ensure you continue on this journey with us and never miss another video full of life-changing wisdom, hit that subscribe button. It's more than just subscribing. It's joining a warm, supportive community dedicated to living our best lives together every single day. Finally, think of just one person, a friend, a family member, who needs to hear this message today, who could truly use a little boost in their relationships, and please share it with them. You might just change their life, offering them a new path to genuine connection. Thank you for watching, my friends. Stay healthy, stay wise, and I'll look forward to seeing you right back here in our next video.